2016, a bunch of beloved celebrities died. 2017, not so bad. Not so bad yet. I think everyone's staying alive this year. But, everyone's a rapist. So that happened this year. 2018, I like that my phone just dinged. Things might be looking up. I think one more year before like the election. So let's get it together, people. And I mean, maybe 2018 is going to be this year where like sort of a lot of monsters are like out of the woodworks. People are waking up. People are giving minorities and women more of an opportunity, and people are just more aware and like more just like zen. Maybe everyone starts meditating more, eating more vegetables. I don't know. I think 2018 could be awesome. There are a lot of like holiday related or seasonally related rituals that I don't really ascribe to. However, I started doing resolutions like 7 years ago, and it is actually a tradition that I love and upkeep every year, because it's so weird to me that I will write them in December and I wouldn't be able to tell you what they are specifically throughout the whole year. But whenever I look back again, I always feel this huge sense of peace and accomplishment. Like somehow I file it somewhere in my subconscious and literally on the internet. And like I always surprise myself at like what I've done and how those are goals that still kind of stick with me. Maybe because I just don't change my goals that often. So I just have to say, like, for the last several years, my goals have generally been really similar. I'm just gonna look back really quick and read some of these that I had for 2007. It's really interesting to me. So I haven't read this yet all year, but I'm seeing here. Um, Perform 5 minutes of stand-up comedy. I'm forever rolling this over to the new year. There's no excuse. I simply don't try hard enough. I got that off my list this year, and that's really one of my biggest accomplishments for 2017. It only took a couple months of prep. I think I was just ready to do it. Surprised myself for sure. I thought it was going to have to be a 2018 goal. Create an ad campaign that I'm really proud of. Now that I love my job, I've got to deliver. I would love to create 5 strong commercials next year. I didn't have a big opportunity to do like national commercials, but I've done a couple ads for out of home and digital that I am really, really, really happy about. These were like my ideas from start to finish, and I just still love my job, so I couldn't be more grateful about the job and the people I work with. Number 3, I have make progress in therapy and my love life. Experience a healthy relationship. Yeah, more dating resolutions, because I do want to have a child someday, and I am very particular about what genes I give them. This one, I did make a lot of progress in therapy, as I've mentioned ad nauseum to you guys, but love life is not a big priority anymore. And this healthy relationship one, I've literally had this resolution every single year, but not this year because it's not really on my priority list. And I'm pretty sure that's not going to change for a while. Like, I might find one this year, next year, whatever, but I don't think I'm going to be trying really. So we'll see how that goes. Number 4, fit better into my old clothes. This year I experimented with veganisms. There are so many reasons I love about it. Aside from the ethical, environmental reasons, it's cheap, it's easy to make, it's easy to digest, and it's better for my sleep. I have gained some weight and I'm missing feeling light again. That's so crazy to me because like I've been vegan for like 2 years now in terms of what I buy. Anything I spend money on, pretty much 99%, I do make sure is vegan. That's just so funny that last year around this time I was like a year into this vegan thing again, and I was feeling really bloated and like hungry all the time. And I can't believe it's already been another year. And I do feel so different. Like I said, with eating more greens and veggies, not being addicted to like sugar and like heavy pastries, that's crazy. Like I'll eat something heavy and I will just want to fall asleep, but I'm so full and satisfied and happy now with the vegan stuff and like with the plants. Number 5, find a great yoga studio. I've been going to yoga for a decade, but the progress is slow. My old studio is not hard enough. I should be able to do a handstand and the splits. After shopping around, I think I need to find a new fit and to keep it consistent. This year, I hit yoga hard. Like, I tried a hot yoga studio for like the first several months of this year. Then I went into um, a less, not hot, but like power, like cardio yoga, where it was like a lot of high intensity exercises and weights. That bulked me up and like made me really tired. I think it's too high intensity for me at the moment because it's like too, my body isn't doesn't like that stuff. So I went back to the hot yoga for the last couple months, and actually, yeah, I can do the splits. I can't do a handstand, but I can do way more push-ups with the correct form. I can do a plank for like 3 minutes minimum. So I'm feeling okay about it, but as I'll talk about later, exercise isn't a priority for me right now. I do feel like I did find a good yoga studio, so that's dope. And number 6, play music and write stories. Okay, that's not fair because those are two things and they're not specific enough. And I throw in some high, like grand goals every year, but I also have really specific ones so I know that I can actually meet them because I don't like to feel like a total failure every year. So this is one of those like big ones. It's like, what are you thinking? Like, I feel most human and positive when I am making or consuming art, and I haven't in a long time. I totally feel that way still, and I still am thinking that the music that I play, I don't play enough music, and I know that I needed to write a song before my birthday, which is in 2 months. So that is definitely something that I haven't met yet, but I do feel like my creative my creativity is pretty engaged right now in terms of comedy and seeing a lot more movies and going to shows and doing things at work every day that require my creativity. So I'm not feeling stagnant like that so much, but I feel like I should sometimes just to like kick myself in the ass a little bit more, like give me a little bit more of a push. So it would be nice to feel that drive right now. And last but not least, this is the most important one for this year for me. Last year it was the least important. Number 7, appreciate my parents. I write this every year because it's hard and they drive me crazy. Therapy is making me confront how deeply they impact me and the work that I have to do to get over the bad habits and beliefs that I've lived with that they've passed on. And it might mean that I will distance myself more, but I should always appreciate them. So actually, that goes perfectly into my resolutions for this year, which aren't as verbose, I promise. But my resolution number 1 is to spend more quality time with my parents. And that is quality, not quantity, because I might be seeing them less this year, but I've learned from Thanksgiving that I can have a lot of fun with them if I'm in the right mindset, if I step out of that bratty, like teen persona that I always feel like I inhabit when I'm with them and just appreciate them. And I do so much. Like they're in a good place right now. I'm in a good place. It might not last forever, but right now, like I love them. They're so supportive. They don't understand necessarily, and they don't. We don't always know how to communicate with each other with language and cultural barriers, but I feel their love, and that's so cool. It might not be as enriching and like outwardly expressed as Americans or as, you know, parents who are really close to their kids emotionally, but the love I feel is so real and deep, and the way they express it is just different. And I am starting to notice it and appreciate it instead of just being annoyed by them. So, like, I kind of miss them sometimes, and it's like when no someone hasn't left yet, but you know they will be leaving, and you just feel like warm and a little bit bittersweet. Like, gosh, they are great. Um, it's also easy to think that when they're not here, obviously, but I really enjoyed my Thanksgiving with them, and I will be seeing them in another couple weeks for holidays. My second resolution this year is um, related to my first resolution last year, which is to do stand up once a week now that I feel good about it. I mentioned it in my last video about my life update and how I've gotten over the fear of stand up. I'm good. And my third resolution is also my third most important to me currently is I used to have exercise resolutions. I used to do that stuff. Now I'm still into it. I'll do yoga at least once a week, usually like twice. But my main goal this year is to meditate every morning. I finally got a new phone that can handle more than 2 apps. So my third resolution is to meditate using Headspace or something else like an app like that every morning. And I've been doing it for like a week now, very early days. I've literally never meditated before this. The app makes it so much easier. Thank you, technology. Another reason I love technology. I can count on my hands the number of reasons I love new technology, and that is one of them. This app made me do something I would never otherwise be interested in doing. So 5 minutes every morning. That's where I'm starting. If I can do that this year for most of the year, then that is a success for my resolution list. And let's see. Oh, I only have a couple more here. It's very, very short this year. Number 4, go to the farmer's market more. I love it. As you saw in my last video, it's cheaper, it's fresh, it's a positive place, it's fun. I'm going to the farmer's market probably every week from now on. Fifth resolution is to make a bigger effort with people at work. I love talking to people. I can talk to, any Lyft driver, any random person on the street for a while, but when it comes to people at work who you see day in and day out, but you don't really know them, like I'm talking to people who you like don't really have to work with, who like are on your floor or in another department, like or in another location. In my case, it is so hard for me to care and like ask them about themselves and be interested. But it's also probably the second most, top 2 most important things that you should be doing at work to make work both easier and more enjoyable and to do well at work, if you want to get promoted or like get noticed or anything. So my 6th resolution and my last one for this year, it's a nice even 6, is to travel. And I always sort of have a travel resolution at the end because it's not even a resolution, it's just kind of like a goal looking forward. And these are trips that almost are already planned for me. So it's just about like not missing the plane, I guess, and like going. So it's not really up to me anymore. But these are trips that I have already planned out. I'm going to Colorado in February to visit my best friend from high school for her birthday. Never been to Colorado. I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to LA again, probably in January, although I was invited for Christmas. But I want to go when it's cold up here still, so I can take advantage of the warm weather down there. And Chicago, I'm going to, probably in January. Okay, for work. And my big international trip, which I haven't done one this year. I want to do one next year because we have like unlimited vacation at work. Is I want to go to Southeast Asia, which almost happened but didn't this year, or South America. Same story. So that is the one thing I haven't like planned for, and I am now realizing I need to rally some of the troops and see if anyone wants to go with me. It'll probably be South America if I'm being realistic. So those are my 6 resolutions. Man, I feel real good thinking about them and talking them through this year. And I am just really excited for the new year.